All right, guys, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, all depending on when and where you're logging in from. And welcome to this EtherChain presentation. My name is Andreas Kartut, coming to you from Malmö, Sweden, and it is my pleasure to be here and introduce EtherChain to all of you. We are going straight into the presentation. We're going to have a quick Q&A after, but let us start off right away. I'm just going to share my screen here. Now, we are all here to talk about EtherChain. It is the hottest, it is the newest, it is the latest smart contract that is on the market, and it is by far the most unique smart contract that is existing right now. It can be explained as the world's first decentralized community support fund. It is actually a financial support system which is built on and by smart contract technology, by the community, for the community. Is the most transparent peer-to-peer financial support system in the entire world. So this is what we're going to learn more about. Now, we want to talk a little bit about what a smart contract is first and foremost, because it's very important to understand the basics of this. Now, a smart contract, to explain it very easily, is a self-executing contract which is deployed on the public blockchain that can actually store and execute transactions of value. It has the characteristics of being non-corruptible, tamper-proof, fair, just, open, and fully transparent, and it acts strictly according to the pre-written rules of the contract. Nothing less, nothing more. It's fully transparent and fully decentralized, meaning there's no central point of control to the contract. It exists on the blockchain. Nobody can actually stop it or shut it down, or they can, stop it at all. It goes as long as the blockchain exists. Now, there are absolutely no limits to what a smart contract can do or how it actually can be coded. The contract is there to simply perform the action it has been programmed to do without the need of a third party or human intervention. So that is what is the unique about a smart contract. What a lot of people would like to say is that it's immutable. You cannot change it. You cannot alter it once it is deployed, and it is fully transparent and decentralized. That means nobody's controlling it except the parties that are involved in it, and it acts according to the rules. Now, what is EtherChain? Now, the EtherChain smart contract is actually designed to provide everyone with an independent financial support fund based on blockchain and smart contract technology. This is what's unique about it. Anyone can participate by contributing Ethereum towards the community fund and support the EtherChain community members. And by doing so, the participant will activate the contract code and will now receive support back from other community members. Now, EtherChain is 100% decentralized and community-based as a project. That means there are absolutely no guarantees nor additional profits that are made in this system. All that you receive from EtherChain is based upon your own and the community efforts, as this is a peer-to-peer support model, and you support others and others will support you. Now, EtherChain can actually be viewed as a decentralized third party, which actually ensures fairness, transparency, and justice for all according to the algorithm code. There are no mediators, there are no intermediaries, there's no owners, no company, no human interaction, which is effectively guaranteeing the fairness of all participating partners and partners' funds according to the rules of the smart contract. It is by far the most reasonable, safest, and best cutting-edge financial support model available at this time. Now, how does it really work? Well, you participate in EtherChain by depositing a minimum of 0.1 Ethereum to the fund. You're now eligible to receive back from the community 310% of that deposit. So, for example, if you put 1 Ethereum in, you can receive 3.1 out. Now, the 310% is returned in 4 different ways. You have 1 which is completely passive, which all is participating in, and you have 3 which is optional by marketing. And the 310%, when that is accumulated through any of those 4 ways, a new deposit must be made equal or greater to continue receiving from the fund. That means once you have received the 310% that you're eligible to receive after supporting the fund, if you want to receive more, you need to support the fund again. Now, the 4 ways is as following. You have the 1% daily return on your deposit. It goes for a maximum of 310 days, and it is 100% passive. From the moment that you make a deposit to the fund, 24 hours later, you will receive the first 1% on your deposit. Now, the second one is a 10% direct referral commission for sharing and growing the community fund. You also have a matching commission on your partner's daily return. And we have a daily top referral pool, which goes by 5% of all deposits. Now, Looking at them in detail, we have the daily 1%. It's paid out daily to all users by the system algorithm up to the point when the maximum deposit limit is reached, i.e. 3.1 times. So suppose that you support the fund with 5 Ethereum. That means you can receive 15.5 back. Now, every day you'll receive 0.05 Ethereum until 310 days, or until the maximum limit is achieved by any of the other 3 ways, whichever is reached first. Now, the direct commission is awarded to a sponsor when the direct partner makes a deposit. It goes for the first deposit and any future redeposit that might happen. It is 10% of the deposit amount. So let's say your partner deposits 10 Ethereum. You will receive 1 Ethereum as your instant commission. There are no limits to how many direct partners you can have. This is a uni-level system, and all commissions apply towards the 3.1 limit. Now, so let's say that you bring in somebody that deposits 3 Ethereum, you will receive 0.3 immediately. 0.6, you receive 0.06. 1, you get 0.1, 7, 0.7, and so on. Now, the matching commission is the hidden gem in this marketing plan. And the matching commission is based upon the daily return of your partner's deposit. That means the 1% that is being paid out to every single member, you can receive a match on this. Now, it is awarded when your partner withdraws their daily income. And the levels of matching is based upon how many direct partners you personally have. So you have 1 level added for each direct referral. That means if you have 2 directs, you will receive a match on all partners on level 1 and level 2. If you have 5 directs, you'll receive a matching on all partners on level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you have 15 or more, you will max out the compensation plan and receive matching on all partners on up to 15 levels. On all your direct partners, you will receive a 30% match on their daily percent. That means the 1% that they receive daily, when they withdraw this, you will receive a 30% match on it all. If they withdraw daily, you get 30% on 1%. If they withdraw every 5 days, you get 30% on 5%. And every 10 days, you get 30% on 10%. So this matching will accumulate up to be pretty large for those who are building the community. And that's only your directs. You will also receive a 10% match on all partners on level 2, 3, 4, and 5. An 8% match on all partners on level 6 to 10. And 5% match on all partners on level 11 to 15. Now, we also have the daily top sponsor pool, which goes by 5% of all deposits, and it goes to the top 4 producers in the community. So every single day, we have 5% of all deposits are added to the daily top sponsor pool, and 10% of this pool goes out to the top 4 sponsors of Ethereum volume that day. The remaining 90% is rolled over to the next day's pool to continue increasing the reward that this gives. Right now, this pool is about 150 Ethereum. That means 15 Ethereum is being divided by the top 4 sponsors every single day. And the allocation of the 10% will be as following: 40%, 30, 20, and 10. And this has been active from day 1. Every single day, we have 4 new top producers that are receiving the 10% allocation. Now, looking at the deposit function, we have a minimum and a maximum deposit limit. We have the first deposit, the minimum is 0.1 Ethereum. You can deposit all the way up to 10 Ethereum. Now, once you made a deposit, you need to receive the full 310% before you can make a new deposit. The second deposit needs to be equal or greater than the previous. That means if you deposited 0.5 Ethereum in the first deposit, the minimum deposit the second time is 0.5, up to 30 Ethereum this time. The third deposit needs to be equal or greater than the previous, again, up to 90 Ethereum. And the fourth and any after must be equal or greater than the previous, up to 200 Ethereum. So the maximum limit to deposit to the fund is 200 Ethereum, but there are no maximum to how many times that you can complete a 310 cycle. Now, looking at the complete algorithm distribution of the funds. Now, out of the 100% that goes in for EtherChain, there is a 1% that goes to the platform fee, 5% goes away to the daily top sponsor pool, 10% is paid out instantly as direct referral commission, while 84% is reserved in the contract for the distribution of the daily return, the 1%, including the matching bonus. Now, to complete and finish off with some important notes, it is highly important to know that EtherChain is a community-based project. This is absolutely no investment, my friends. This is a support. This is a community that supports each other. You make a contribution towards the community, and the community makes a contribution towards you. It is 100% decentralized. It is the smart contract that controls everything. The fund itself is stored in the contract on the blockchain and is being distributed according to the contract rules. It is peer-to-peer transactions through a smart contract. Now, each deposit cycle is 310%, no less, no more. It is the most fair and just system in the world. Everyone receives 1% of their deposit. Everyone receives 310%. Of course, as we know, it is community-based, so there are no guarantees. It is based on the community efforts, your own and the community, of course. Now, when the 310% is received, a new deposit must be made to continue earning or receiving from any of the four ways. This basically means it doesn't matter how much you have brought into the fund, how big your team is. Once you have reached your limit, if you do not make a new deposit, you stop earning. You have received what you're entitled to receive from the fund based on your support. If you want to continue receiving from your team, from what you have built, your organization, you make a new deposit to activate a new 310 limit. Now, the minimum entry is, as we know, 0.1 Ethereum. It is open to all participants globally. There are no restrictions. Right now, in less than 3 weeks, we are already in close to 45 countries, which is amazing. There are absolutely no referrals required in order to receive. And this is what makes it unique. This is what opened it up to every single participant in the world. There is no requirement that you must refer, you need to do. But we are rewarding those that are so that people want to do. The 1% pays out daily to every single member. There is not one participant in EtherChain that has not received anything. It is 100% passive. And you can, of course, as we said, increase the speed of your returns by growing the community fund through marketing and sharing of EtherChain. As said, it is highly important to know that this is a community-based build. That means that the contract, EtherChain, is based upon us, what we do with it, which is why we are rewarding the marketers, the builders that are actually building the community and bringing the Ethereum to the fund to help support everybody. Just as the investors as well. They are also supporting everybody. Everybody is welcome and everybody is supporting everybody, which is the unique with EtherChain. There is no me, there is no you, there is an us. There is a community where we all build together. All right, so that is the presentation of EtherChain, my friends. We are going to drop off here and we're going to switch gears and we're going to go over to a little bit of a Q&A mode, guys. If there are anybody who has any questions, type them in the chat box and let me know. Let me see if I can go through the text here. And let me just check. And if you have any questions, type them in the chat. I'll read them up and we'll go through them all and we will see what we have here. Let's go from the top. Got a lot of greetings here, which is awesome. I see that we have multiple countries. Right now, we're 78 participants on this call and it is global. I can guarantee that we have more than probably 25 to 30 countries represented here. And in less than 3 weeks, or exactly 3 weeks today, it is exactly 3 weeks and 15 minutes since we started the pre-launch of EtherChain. And guys, we have crossed 7,700 community members. That is an amazing achievement by each and every single one of you. I want to congratulate you on this. The way that people have embraced the concept and the opportunity and what we're trying to build, what we are building with EtherChain has been tremendous. It's been beyond any kind of imagination. And I am super proud to see how the community leaders and how everybody is bringing their strengths together, how everybody's supporting each other, everybody's having the positive vibes and pushing the group to do more. And that is what we need. Because guys, it does not matter how good and how great a smart contract is, if you do not have great leadership. We don't have anybody to lead the community. And that has been the mistake of a lot of these smart contract programs on the market. But that is the difference with EtherChain, because we have already in such short time, even before we started, we had dedicated country leaders that were committing to build this project for years and years to come. And we can see the result in 3 weeks, 7,600 plus members. It is an amazing achievement, and we haven't even begun. Guys, the official launch haven't even come. It is July 9th when we will latest do the verification of the contract. That is when the momentum will start. That is when people will really start to push this. We're just lucky to be a part and be the first ones in, because what's coming, I don't even dare to expect it. It's going to be an amazing ride. It's going to be an amazing journey, and I'm looking so much forward to sharing this with all of you. And I could not have been more proud of what we have done so far. We are about to write history, my friends. We are. Now, over to the questions. Let's see what we got here. Now, first one from Paul. What are the top four? What are the 4 top level earners deposits today? I see the top one is 40 Ethereum. It's the 10th winner. I don't have the page right now, but if you go to the website, if you go to etherchain.io, you have almost at the top, you have 3 sections. You have one called the Daily Top Sponsor Pool, or Top 4 Pool. And then you have Guide and Wallet Tutorial. If you click on the top 4, you will actually see the top 4 people, the wallet address, how much they have accumulated of Ethereum during these 24 hours, and how much they will win according to the 40, 30, 20, 10 rule. So if you look at the website, I can check it right now just to quickly have a look. Let's see. We like to update everybody on the contract as well and where we're looking. Let me see here. I just got to go through the DDoS. Let me share the screen so we all can have a look at that as well while we're in it. Let me see here. All right. So right now we can see there's 7 hours and 30 minutes until the Daily Top Sponsor Pool will pay out. There's 150 Ethereum in the pool, which means 10% of this goes out, which is 15 Ethereum. This will increase over the next hours, of course, because every time someone makes a deposit, the 5% is being added to that pool. Now, clicking on the top 4 sponsors, we can actually see the people that are leading the chart right now. We can see 40, 30, 30, and 20. So right now, if you want to snatch the 6 Ethereum on the top sponsor in first place, you need to sponsor more than 40 Ethereum. Or the second place more than 30, third place more than 30 again, or the fourth place more than 20. So that's how you can see the amount as well, who they are through the contract address, because we do value and honor the integrity of the transparency, but also the anonymity of blockchain. So let's see, get back to the questions. Let me see here. From AK, I won the top sponsor pool yesterday. So lucrative. I love this system so much. That's huge. Congratulations, AK. It's wonderful to have somebody that has actually won the pool on the call as well, because it's so many members. It's really that we actually see who's winning it. So congratulations to you. Well done. Let me see here what else we got. From Sam, has the contract been verified yet? No, the contract has not been verified yet. We are latest going to verify the contract on July 9th. That is the official date that we have set. So if anybody asks when the contract will be verified, it is in 8 days. So on July 9th, latest. Let me see what else we got. Will the site go off during the validation period? No, it will not. When we verify the contract, that is an act on the blockchain. It is not an act where we actually need to make a transition. The reason why we had maintenance and that we had a downtime was because we needed to synchronize the old contract and move everything to a new contract. While we were doing this, we could not have traffic on the website. So in order to actually limit everybody from depositing and withdrawal and whatever, we had to turn off the functions of the site. So that is the reason why we were in a maintenance mode. Now, this is not something that will happen on a regular basis. This has happened twice now in the beginning, because this is a very unique contract with a unique algorithm, and we want it to be sustainable for many, many years. It would not be sustainable if we locate an error and we cannot alter it. So we need to perfect the code, which we now have done. We have implemented a tech support team that are looking into every single issue that is coming from the community to make sure that there are no contract errors. It is human errors or participant errors, so that we with confidence now can verify the contract 100%, never ever have a downtime again or maintain a smoke for that sake. And so that it will not go down during the validation period. Let me see. Okay, so this is a good question. So from Tim, why did my balance drop about 25% when it came back online after maintenance? So a lot of people probably noticed that the balance is the matching bonus balance that was decreased. Now, the reason for this is because, as we had explained several times, we needed to change the code of the matching bonus. The matching bonus was coded to be calculated and pay out every time somebody received their 1%. Now, with 7,000 members in the system, that means the system needs to calculate matching commission to all partners more than 7,000 times in a 24-hour period. And this caused the miners and the wallets to demand a very high gas fee, anything from $10 to $50 for making a deposit or making a withdrawal from EtherChain. And that was something that we did not see was sustainable for this community when we're building in the long run, because this is something that we are building for decades. And if we're going to be able to survive that long, we need to be able to have, very, very cheap withdrawals. We cannot ask people to pay above $10 for a withdrawal. We can ask them to pay below $1. So we had to change the code. Now the matching is paying out when your partner makes a withdrawal of their 1%, not when they're receiving it on a daily basis, but when they're making a withdrawal. So if some of your partners, as obviously they have not withdrawn, that commission that you had received for that were taken back and is now being paid out again when your partner makes a withdrawal. So the balance was removed from matching in order to eliminate the issue of double paying, of paying double twice to a member. Because if it had not decreased when your member had made their withdrawal, you would have been paid again. So you would have been paid twice. So that is why the balance of some accounts dropped, because your partner had not made the withdrawal yet. Once they make their withdrawal, the matching bonus will be paid out again. Let's see. Okay, so, all right, we'll do this question. So what is the difference between Forsage and EtherChain? Now, this is not a question that I usually go up for, but let's do this right now. So the difference between Forsage and EtherChain is that Forsage is a matrix. EtherChain is a unilevel. Forsage is based strictly on marketing for everyone. If you don't do anything, you won't receive anything. They have the X4, yes. How it is functional, how functional it is, of course, is questionable. But let's go from the X3. The X3 is a 1x3 matrix. You have your position, you have 3. You purchase a slot. That means when you purchase your position, 100% goes directly to your sponsor. Now, in order for you to receive a 300% return from Forsage, you need to have one person purchasing the same position, 100% goes to you. One more person purchasing the same position, 100% goes to you. A third person, that goes to your sponsor, and the fourth, again, goes to you. Now you receive 300%. If you don't do anything, you're not receiving anything. If you don't bring in those 3 people, you're not receiving anything. So the Forsage is a matrix where your work, it is all dependent on your work. If you don't do, you're not receiving. Now, when it comes to EtherChain, we are unilevel. So when you're building, you can have as many people as you want on this front line. But the thing is here, you don't need to build. We do not force anybody to build, because everybody is or when they're making a deposit, that deposit, 84% of that deposit goes into the community fund. Instead of 100% going to the sponsor, when you're going through a ref link, 84% goes to the fund, 10% goes to the sponsor. Now, this fund is now distributing 1% a day to every single member. Doesn't matter if you're referred or not, because you supported the community. You put money into that fund, or you put Ethereum into that fund to help support community members so that they can receive their full 310 limit. Now, other members that are also putting their Ethereum into the fund will help you to receive your 310, even if you're not doing anything, even if you're not bringing one single person in. Why? Because you still did something. You supported the community, right? You made a contribution towards other people. So you're still receiving, but if you're now building, you're building a uni level where you have your front line, you're receiving a match commission, you're receiving 10% first as direct commission. That's a one-off. But every single time that your partner makes a withdrawal, you make a match commission on that as well. If that's your direct, if that person withdraws 1 Ethereum, you make 0.3 Ethereum. Every time they withdraw, you make a 30% match. So that is the main difference about between EtherChain and Forsage. Forsage is basically purely for marketers, while EtherChain opens up for the entire community. If you're an investor, we welcome you. If you're a marketer, we absolutely welcome you. We welcome everybody. We are not hiding that the marketers are receiving their 310 limit in a more rapid rate, but why are they doing that? Why are they receiving more? Because they brought more to this fund. They help build the size of this. They help sustain it. They help those that don't do anything to receive their 310%. So the key to sustain a community, to build and lead a big community, is to reward those that are actually building it. Now, if you can go and say to someone, because a lot of people are coming into EtherChain as an investor and doesn't want to do, and when they start receiving that 1% every single day, they cannot stop talking to other people about it. They start mentioning it, not with the intention of bringing people in or join us like the marketers and the builders are doing, but they automatically share, hey, I found this awesome deal. It's still, it's 1% a day. And they automatically start building the community as well. You cannot force people, but when you make it as so good that they want to do it, they automatically do it. So that is the main difference between EtherChain and Forsage. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm just reading here. All right, so when is the plan to move the site to IPFS? That is a great question as well. So we are looking at implementing the site at IPFS, which means the Interplanetary File System. And it is a peer-to-peer hypermedia protocol, which is designed to make the web faster, safer, and more decentralized. That means it will be hovering on nodes and hosted on several servers by nodes, and that means actually that nobody can actually stop the website. Nobody can shut down the website because there's not one central point that is doing it. So the plan, I don't have an exact date of when this will happen, but we have already started the process and the build of the site in IPFS mode. So this will be coming very, very shortly. The main principle is, of course, decentralization, transparency, and all of this. So we are doing everything we can to make sure, ensure that this will be here as long as we are. Have we encountered any issues within the contract since the last maintenance? That means since we moved to a new contract. And no, we have not. We have not encountered one single issue that has been related to the contract since we moved to the new. And the reason why we can say this with 100% confidence as well is because, as you all know, we have the new support team, which is the technical support. You can find them on the website, click on that button, and they will take you to them. You can communicate with them, and we have already hundreds of members, almost thousands of members that have communicated with them with a so-called issue. And it has shown itself that 100% of these errors or fails and so on has been from the participant side. It has not been anything with the contract. So right now, we are 0 from 0 in errors, and I love it. So it's looking very, very good. Next question here, let me see here. Just scrolling down. All right, so the Ethereum in the downline of the top sponsors, they are new deposited Ethereum or just working Ethereum. So another question is, can the same sponsor have this bonus for more days? Darius, I'm not really sure if I understand the question. If you can type it in again, that would be good in a different way. Neaton, thank you so much, brother. You're so appreciated. I would like to know how the tree will look, or the genealogy. So, okay, so I don't have a view of the genealogy yet, guys. We haven't. We have a few things that are important for us to finalize to make sure anything from, you know, with the marketing, with the site, anything, all of these kind of things, which is more important than the genealogy view right now. The genealogy view is actually not of importance at all. There is no need for it. It is just, what can we say? It's just a mental need from your side to actually see the downline. You don't, keep in mind of this, guys, you don't need to calculate and make sure and check your bonus and make sure that it is correct and that you're getting what you're getting, because guys, this is not a company. This is not a software system which is being controlled by humans. This is a smart contract. This is coding. This is programming on the, you know, it is technology. It doesn't make the mistakes a human does. It is coded to pay out exactly what it's supposed to pay out, and you will receive that. And as I said, we want to honor what blockchain and cryptocurrency is all about, which is 100% transparency, and it's also 100% anonymity. It's all about transparency and anonymity, and we have that. We have full transparency. You can view any and all transactions on the blockchain, and we also have full anonymity, because the only thing you can see is the wallet addresses. But what I can see, though, in the genealogy view, what you will see is, of course, your structure and the wallet address of your participants. But it will come, and when it comes, it will be a happy day, of course. But of course, we do have other things that are on the list to do first. Thank you guys so much for all the kind words, all the appreciation, and also, you know, I appreciate all of you so much. You guys have shown, I don't know, you guys have shown that, you know, there's still hope in this world. There's not only people that are out there looking for themselves or looking to do the best for them. This community is based upon doing the best for others. The more you help people in EtherChain, the more you receive back. The more people you help to achieve what they want, the more or the faster you will achieve what you want. That is the concept and the idea and the vision behind EtherChain, guys. Instead of it all being about me, it's now all about you, and you. It's about us, guys, as a community. Let me see here. Do you have plans to do another contract with another coin, BTCV? No, I'm not. I'm not planning to do another contract. I'm not planning to do another coin. You know, the EtherChain is the community that I want to build. I am here as a community leader, as all of you. It is, you know, EtherChain is as much as yours as it is mine. It is a decentralized platform. So I feel this is something that I really want to work with, which is why I created it. This is something that I really want to do. I know it is achievable. So that is where we're going with this. Let's see. I need a recording of this particular Zoom. I will upload this Zoom on YouTube later on, and I will post it into the groups. So please take it there. I cannot take the emails right now and start sending out when it's done. Please get them in the groups. Thank you so much, Antonio. This is a good question. I actually got this question a couple of times. Is there any privilege to those pre-validated members? Now I can assume, or I can guess that the question will say, is it a privilege to those that have been in, well, unverified, to the early members, to the pre-launch members? And yes, there is, guys. There is a huge, huge privilege to being in right now. And you know what that is? Is to be among the first 7,000 in the entire world to know about EtherChain. Is to know that the entire world is your playfield. No matter who you speak to, they have not heard about EtherChain yet. If you want to build a community, if you want to make an effort, and if you want to make a change financially for yourselves, go out and share EtherChain. Go out and build a community. Help this fund to grow, and you can earn above any kind of expectations that you ever had. So that is the privilege, guys. You are the first in the world to know about this. You're the first in the world to participate, the first in the world to have a link. Take advantage of that, because whatever you do today, you will benefit and profit from years to come. I cannot say how excited I am to be able to do this with you guys. So guys, let's go out there, build this, be those privileged members. Let's be the pioneers, sharing this to the world, creating the world's first decentralized support fund where we can help millions of people to thrive financially. That is the ultimate goal of this project. And yeah, that will be it. I believe we are done with the questions. Guys, I also need to run off. We've been on for 40 minutes. I have a meeting in 20 minutes and it's outside, so I need to go. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being on the call. You know, I love all of you. This community is amazing. I have not seen so much positivity in such short a time ever. And I have not seen the magnitude and the ability that this community already have, the names that are coming in, the leaders that are partnering up with us, that are joining this community. It is, I said, beyond any kind of expectation. So guys, let's make sure that we are not, that we do that we don't look back at these days with regret. The only way that you can regret these days is if you're not doing enough. So guys, let's go out there, let's share this with the world, let's build this community, let's have a fantastic time. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the group. If there were any questions, let us know over there and we will sort them out. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.